Namaste yogis, and welcome back to Yoga with Team Breathe. Today we're going to be looking at the idea of being more kind. Be kind is the third part of our Team Breathe mantra. And being kind is such an important part of our lives. It's actually part of the first limb of yoga, ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-harm or non-violence. And it doesn't just mean non-harming others. To be a kind person who doesn't inflict harm on others, we first need to do that for ourselves. We need to be kinder in all of our interactions with ourselves. We need to say positive things about ourselves. We need to love ourselves more. So in our practice today, we'll be doing lots of self-love and lots of self-kindness so that when we step out of our practice, we feel like we can give back to everyone around us. So if you're ready, today we're going to be using a strap and also a comfy pillow because we're being kinder to ourselves. We're going to use a little assistance in our practice today. So when you've got your stuff and you're ready with your mat, I'll see you back here. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And as we take our next few breaths, let's extend the back from tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. Tucking in the chin a little so that the top of the crown is what reaches the sky. Deep breaths, elongating the breath. Pulling the shoulders back and the chest forward as we straighten the back a little further. Just observing the breath. Placing no judgment, being kind to ourselves as we start breathing in positive thoughts about ourselves. What are all the wonderful things about you? Start to list them off in your thoughts as you take your next breaths. All the beautiful things about you. Wonderful things that make up who you are. Breathe them all in. Be thankful for this wonderful person that you are and all that you have to offer the world. And taking our hands to heart center as we say our Team Breathe mantra together. Be happy, be brave, be kind, be yourself. Let's bow our heads down to the floor. And coming all the way back up again. So we're going to do most of our sequence on our backs today. So when you're ready, we're going to slowly roll onto our backs. Let's just take a few rolls here. Grabbing into the backs of the knees and enjoying that massage all the way up and down the spine. And then when we come back on the last time, let's hug both knees into the chest and then bring the head towards the knees in a big reverse child's pose. Big stretch from the tailbone to the crown. And then bringing the head back onto the ground and we'll come into a happy baby. So we grab onto the outsides of the feet and we draw the knees into the armpits and draw the feet wide apart. Wide, 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 wide apart. And let's have a little rock from side to side. Enjoying this massage, pretending that we are happy babies, giving all that loving kindness back to ourselves. Put a smile on your face. And then coming back to center, bringing the soles of the feet together and then pulling those feet in towards the chest and using your elbows to push your knees apart. So we're coming into a reverse butterfly. Let's take 3 loving deep breaths here. And as you do so, let's breathe in more kindness to ourselves, more happy, loving thoughts about who we are. Embracing this idea of self-kindness, of ahimsa. Last breath, and grabbing onto the big toes with your peace fingers and stretching the legs wide apart. Let's see if we can straighten out the knees now and have a little rock from side to side, being really extra careful here. Being really gentle on the back, straightening the legs out a little bit more. And then bringing the knees back into the chest. From here we're going to come into a reverse pigeon pose. So taking the right foot and placing it on top of the left knee. And drawing both hands behind the left knee. And then drawing the knee and the foot in towards the chest. Slowly, slowly, slowly. We're going to feel a big stretch in the outside part of our right hip and right buttock. Closing down the eyes. As we take 5 deep breaths here. Gently feeling those hips loosening up. Feeling ourselves opening. Feeling our thoughts melting away. Listening to the sound of birds in the background. Or just listening to the sound of your breath. And when you're finished, taking both hands out to your sides and then crossing that leg all the way over the left knee. Let's wriggle the buttocks a little over to the right and then drop both knees over to the left. Looking to your right, closing down the eyes. Try and keep the right shoulder on the ground as we take our next few loving breaths. Inhaling the love of the world as we breathe in kindness to ourselves. And then drawing both knees up to the chest, unraveling the feet. Now let's place the left foot and place it on top of the right knee, taking both hands behind the right knee and drawing that knee and that foot in towards the chest, slowly, slowly, slowly. As we start to feel a stretch in the left buttock and the left hip, taking 5 deep breaths here, loving, long breaths. As we think of all the kind things that we can say to ourselves, all the loving kindness to draw into our world, letting all your thoughts melt away, just focusing on the breath and your loving kindness. Last breath here. Taking both of our arms out to our sides and then curving now that left foot all the way over so that we're crossed over the right knee. Now let's wiggle the buttocks over to the left slightly and then roll both knees over to the right. Looking to your left side. Deep breaths here as we come into our deep twist. Letting everything go. Enjoying the sound of your breath. Enjoy the feeling of your self-kindness shining through your whole entire body. Last breath here. Coming all the way back to center and hugging both knees in towards the chest and head towards the knees. From here we're going to need a strap. So it can be a strap like this one, or you could even use a cloth or a tea towel, something that you can put over your foot and grab onto both sides. So we're going to straighten out the right leg first. So placing the strap on the ball of the right foot, lengthen the left leg down along the mat, and then stretch that right foot up towards the sky until the knee is quite straight. Pull the toes back of both feet. Taking 3 deep breaths here as we slowly guide that foot in towards the chest. And you may not get very far. You'll feel a lovely stretch through the back of the hamstrings. Breathing your loving kindness into your body. Long deep breaths. Last breath here. And taking the strap off the foot and squeezing that knee into the chest and wiggling that knee from side to side. And stretching that leg along the ground. And now picking up the left foot, putting the strap onto the ball of that left foot, and straightening out that knee, pulling the toes in towards the chest, pulling both toes back. And then on each breath, let's see if we can draw that foot a little closer in towards you. Breathing all that loving kindness that you can possibly breathe for yourself. Feeling your heart swell with love. Last breath here. then taking the strap off the foot, hugging that knee into the chest, and then wiggling that knee from side to side. And from here we're going to place both feet onto the mat. We're going to come into our bridge pose. So placing both of our hands down facing the mat. Wiggle the shoulders in towards each other. Lengthen the neck. Tuck the pelvis in slightly. On the next inhale, we're going to bring the pelvis up towards the sky into our bridge. Coming all the way up. Buttocks coming all the way to the sky. Tuck the chin in slightly. And then on the exhale, let's release each part of the spine slowly down onto the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. And inhale as we raise the pelvis back up to the sky, vertebrae by vertebrae. And exhale as we come down slowly. One last time. Inhale as we come up all the way off the mat. Let's see if we can reach a little bit higher this time. Let's bring the shoulder blade in towards each other. Taking another breath here. Let's bring our hands around the back. So it's almost like we're cupping the hands on either sides. The thumbs are on our back and our fingers are coming around our tummies. So that we're creating a lovely wedge underneath ourselves and bringing our buttocks up a little bit further. Last breath here. Releasing the hands back down to the ground and then releasing the vertebrae one by one as we come all the way back down onto the mat. And let's give ourselves a big hug and bring the head towards the knees in loving kindness for a last child's pose hug. Coming back down onto the mat, and we'll come into our corpse pose or Savasana. But let's do that in a loving way by grabbing your pillow and place it underneath your knees to take a little bit of the pressure off your lower back. As we lay back, our feet flopped out to the sides, our hands out to the sides, facing up to the sky. Closing down the eyes as we take a deep breath in and exhale. Breathing in our loving kindness. Understanding that ahimsa is about creating love everywhere in our world, starting with ourselves. Because when we have self-love, we are so much better able to give love to all around us. We are so much better able to connect with our world. We feel our hearts expanding in connection with all around us. Kindness is the most important part of being human. You are filled with kindness and love. You are complete. You are love. Last breath here. And when you're ready, we're going to bring some movement into the fingers and the toes. Stretching out the toes, stretching out the fingers, perhaps pointing the toes. And then drawing the hands right back behind you like we're waking up in the morning. Big long morning stretch. And then rolling off onto your right side into the fetal position. Spending a couple of breaths here, cocooned, happy, relaxed. And slowly now drawing ourselves back into a seated position. Sitting up on your pillow to make it a little bit more comfortable for you. Rolling the shoulders back. Bringing the hands into heart center. As we say our mantra together. Be happy, be brave, be kind, and be yourself. The light within me Seize the light within you. Namaste.